Alright, hello and welcome to the first episode of the UKMasters Roundup. We are in week 4 for UKMasters. I wish I did have, well, I had have started it sooner, but obviously logistical issues, shall we say, prevented me from doing that. However, we did start the Gfinity one this week and we are now doing the UKMasters one. So obviously starting it off this week for week 4, the first match was meant to be Oh Yeah versus Vexed. Oh Yeah did forfeit this week, so obviously it's granted the W to the Vex lineup, so I'm sure they'll take that all day long. So the second match that was or did get undertaken was the Fish 123 versus the Jacked lineup. Jacked had subbed in Capers for Lambie as Lambie was on holiday, and obviously the Fish lineup is always variant, as it has been throughout their namesake and all the events they have participated in previously. So we'll kind of roll into this one. On a side note, obviously repping the M&M hat, repping an M-Point t-shirt, support the UK orgs, let's go. However, obviously, so for this for the first map that was played first for the Fish 123 versus Jacked match, it did go to Cobblestone on the first one. Jacked ended up winning the pistol on T side. They pushed through mid to A, Misfit getting a lovely 3k with the USP. Subsequently, Jack did end up winning the first 2 rounds. First buy round, however, when it did come through, Fish did manage to win Mighty Max with a lovely 3k holding stairs on B plat, as the T's tried pushing through it. Moving past that though, Fish managed to start pulling back the rounds and begin to take the lead in relatively comfortable fashion, with Fish ending up taking a 10-5 first half win on CT side. For Cobblestone with another comfortable 3k hold from Mighty Max on B plat again in the final round, with Roma also pushing around against the Jack side. They all had around 3k in that final round buy of that first half. Meaning a limited amount of utility and proper weaponry, making that final round all the harder for that Jacked lineup. So obviously at half-time first map, it was a 10-5 scoreline to the Fish lads. Fish ended up taking the first pistol on T side as well. Max pushed down drop early, wrapping around 2A to join the rest of his pushing teammates to get the bomb down and take a comfortable round. Fish did do the same as Jacked done on T side by winning the pistol in the following 2 rounds, leading up to Jack's first full buy on CT side. It was a plat to B push, which looked a bit sketchy initially, ending up in a 3v3 situation, but Fish ended up with a good post plant positions to capitalise and take the gun round, ended up giving them a 14-5 lead at that point. Fish did end up taking the following round to make it 15-5, meaning they only needed one more round win to take the first map. Another B push coming through. Capers tried his best to hold it from Chicken Coop, getting a couple of kills, but the T still managed to barrage their way onto the site and secure the round, giving them the 16-5 win on Cobblestone. So obviously moving on to the second map, which it was Inferno. Obviously we've been seeing quite a lot of Inferno recently across all events and matches, so I think Snod said the same thing in the cast. It is kind of turning into the kind of what Cash used to be before it is taken out the map pool. But yeah, on Inferno, so first pistol went to Fish 123. They stormed up Banana before getting the bottom down, and then getting the bomb down and ending up in the 3v1 situation, favouring Fish to get the final kill onto Misfit to win the round. As usually expected from this point, Fish were the winners of the pistol. They did get the following 2 rounds comfortably also. On the first proper gun round though, Fish went they decided to go 3 towards mid and A, 2 towards the Banana, but pushing quickly or relatively quickly towards Banana and B. I imagine if the B guys actually did manage to take the kills, then the rest would either rotate back through or maybe push round through mid towards Connector and then wrap round B through CT spawn. However, it didn't quite work out. The Jack team did kind of keep it in sync for the most part. Then YNC, last man alive, still managed to wrap round Connector for himself and get the bomb down to still give a bit more money to that Fish side, and going into the next round they had a comfortable economy of all around mixtures between 4k up to about 9k. So from that point onwards anyway, Fish looked relatively comfortable, ended up taking it up to about 12-3 for the half-time score. Jack side were struggling to put things together on CT side. It did lack a bit of cohesion, so to speak, and just all gunfights were going to Fish by that point. Past that anyway, Jack one on T-side pistol to give them a slight glimmer of hope going forward, and initially that seemed to work. Picked up another 3 rounds following the win on the pistol round, but it was always going to be a hard task. Fish collected the 13th round of the game in the 20th round of the map, shutting down the Jack team without them getting at least a plant. Fish by that point picked up another 2 rounds to get themselves a 15-7 scoreline, and similar to what happened with the first half on Cobblestone, Jack went into the potentially final round with all around 2.5k, near enough to spend, so your chances are slim going into it from the outset on that one. They decided to try and charge up Banana, but Fish read it relatively well and ensured that they closed out the final round of the map to ensure that they got a 2-0 victory over the Jacked lineup. So overall, I'm sure Fish will be more than happy with that. It was relatively comfortable on both maps, so GG to them, and obviously we will go into the next matches. Alright, so unfortunately, due to Infused forfeiting against CEX, which gave them another victory, which puts them in good stead of qualifying for the finals. So essentially it was only 2 games that were played this week. The next game was a Method versus Reason. First map that was picked was Cobblestone. So going into round 1, Method did manage to take the round, take the pistol round reasonably easily. Reason then decided to force up, so a pistol armor buy going into the SMGs and rifles of the Method lineup. Cinder initially gets a kill in drop, having been boosted up. Jenko ended up killing Hoodlum pushing as well, through mid to A long. Nilzinho and Pulse decided to push through long as well and completely missed Karma, who only manages to take 1 out as they flash on through. Method gets the plant down and manages to kill Thomas as the final Reason player alive to take the round. Going into round 4, this was the first full buy from Reason, with Cinder taking his shotgun into drop again, which obviously proved really successful of doing that recently in the Gfinity Elite Series. Method still taking 3 Mac 10s into the round, trying to maximise their economy. They flash and rush out mid. Karma and Hoodlum get 2 initial kills, but are traded out by Pulse, allowing Method to get the bomb down and setting up for a difficult retake, with all coming across from the B bomb site, forcing Reason to go on and save the guns that they had remaining. Going through this, and then obviously we ended up at the round 15, so Method were 10-4 up at this point. It was looking reasonably comfortable throughout most of the rounds that took place before this. Full buyers for both teams. Karma ended up taking out Stanley, but is traded out by Jenko. Weber also killing Thomas, leaving it in a 3v3. Method rotating onto the B bomb site. Pulse picking up a quick AWP kill, peeking onto Crate in drop, then a kill onto Hoodlum, and Weber wrapping it up by taking out Cinder, giving Method a 11-4 half-time lead on Cobblestone, which was the first map. Going into the second half, Reason did manage to take the pistol. Method ended up buying up into the next round, playing with upgraded pistols and a scout. Reason tried pushing out on the B platform, only for Thomas to be taken out as soon as he tried to jump down, having been flashed in. Nilzinho took out Cinder as well with his P90 pushing up through A long, and Stanley and Neil ended up managing to close the round out and win on the force buy to make it 12-5 to the Method lineup. Going through this, I mean, it then started to, a few things started to change a little bit. Round 21, so it was a force buy from the Reason squad. Method played really aggressively, and Jinko pushes from behind, picking up a 3k on Thomas, Hoodlum and Karma. 1 more kill gets picked up by Method, leaving Cinder in a 1v4 to try and save the map for Reason. But it was a very difficult situation for him, so he tries to face out but gets taken out by Weber as he tries to do, and then it ended up sealing out the first map for the Method lineup in a reasonable, comfortable fashion. Going on to the second map, it was on Mirage, so the pistol round. It was a 4-man B push coming out from Method. Karma and Cinder holding well initially, taking out 2 frags on Weber and Stanley. Method ended up getting the bomb down, just scraping the round out for themselves. Some very scrappy battles were going on, especially around the kitchen area. But kills are kills and rounds are rounds, so Method took it and put themselves 1 up. Surprisingly, going into the next round, Reason did manage to pick it up. Subsequently, they did pick up the following 2 rounds after that, making it 3-1-2 Reason, going into the 4th round and a full buy near enough from both teams. Thomas initially gets a kill onto Jenko to open things up. 2 more quick kills are picked up on the A site for Reason, leaving them in a 3v2 against Webber and Nilzinho. Nilzinho gets a kill onto Thomas in window, only for Hoodlum to then trade it out and get the kill on Nilzinho's head as he pushed onto the A site, leaving Webber in a difficult situation, low health as he pushes, and then Karma ends up coming up from behind from B short to get the kill onto him. As the kind of map progressed, it was very, very tight. Rounds were going either way. Kills were always being traded out. We ended up getting onto round 15. It was 7-7 at this point, going into the final round of the first map. Cinder goes for an aggressive push in B apps, only to find a stack. Gets 1 kill, gets traded out, and as Stanley pushes through to kill Karma. Method do manage to get the bomb down. Cray faces and Jenko gets the kill. The same happens with Thomas, who gets taken out by Stanley. And then it gets one sorry, and then Stanley got 1-digged by Hoodlum on short, but Jenko wrapped through underpass, gets the kill onto Hoodlum, giving Method an 8-7 lead at half time, with them hoping to make it 2-0. Round 16 though, for the pistol on the pistol round for the second half of the map. Cray gets taken out in B apartments, trying to cause a distraction. As it seems to work, the rest of the team managed to pour onto the A site. Webber gets a lovely shot onto Thomas as they try to push through for the retake, following it up with a kill onto Cinder. Webber this round just come through massively for Method, ended up getting a 4k in the pistol round, setting up Method nicely to take the next couple of rounds as they do not lose, as long as they do not lose, which will reset the economy if they did. We then push through onto round 23, so Method were 13-9 up at this point. Reason looked to push onto the A site. They had limited utility but full AKs. Thomas and Karma, as soon as they decided to push through the smoke on A ramp, it did start to evaporate, allowing Webber to get the kill from CT spawn. Thomas and Cinder takes out Pulse and Jenko in quick succession, allowing Reason to get the plant, but Stanley was wrapping all the way around through T spawn and then comes through A ramp. As he was doing so, he manages to get the bunny hop in Hoodlum, who did not expect it at all, opening up the retake for Method. Webber gets a kill onto Thomas, gets traded out by Cray, but Method managed to get the defuse and the rest of the kills to make it 14-9, and at this point seemingly looked like Method were going to make it as a comfortable 2-0. However, Reason did start to manage to pull their stuff together at this point, and it was good stuff from Reason. It was successive rounds. It ends up getting onto 14-14, leaving Method in a sticky situation going into the round with just some upgraded pistols, no armor. Jenko gets killed by a grenade from Thomas. Kobe, and as Reason are mostly looking for a contact play, Pulse manages to kill Karma but gets traded out by Cinder, and the rest of the kills get mopped up easily, allowing Reason to take that round, giving them 14-15, and with one more round to potentially take out and make it 1-0 on the map count for the night. However, even though Reason did manage to put themselves in a position to win this map, having gone 15-14 up, Method managed to secure the final round, putting it as 15-15, which forced the overtime. Method looked really, really comfortable in overtime, managing just to take control, giving themselves an 18-5 lead, going into the potential final round of overtime. Full buys from both teams, and as Method are on the T side looking for an A push, Pulse jumps out of Palace really, really quickly, getting 2 really good frags onto Cray and Hoodlum. Webber manages to pick out Cinder as well. A couple of trades do happen, but it ends up with Thomas in a 1v3. CT spawn with an AWP, just getting fully utilitied out from the Method lineup, and unfortunately Thomas couldn't see it out as Jenko manages to get the frag onto him, meaning it was a 2-0 victory for the Method lineup on that night. Overall, reasonably comfortable for the Method team. I mean, Mirage was a lot more to and throw, but on cobblestone they did look really, really comfortable. Going into the current standings then of the UK Masters after week 4, Method are top on 12 points with 4 victories, having not lost a game yet. CEX are on 10 points, having drawn 1. Fish 1, 2, 3 having won 2, drew 2, are in 8th with 8 points, sorry, and then Vexed with 1 win, 2 draws, 1 loss, and on 5 points, meaning that those 4 teams would be the 4 teams that kind of progress from this point onwards. Reason Gaming jacked, oh yeah, and Infused looking in a bit of sticky situations. I mean, Reason are probably going to be feeling a bit hard done by as it stands, having picked up 3 draws, so I mean, to them it's still good performances, but they haven't been able to see out both maps as it stands. The Jacked, oh yeah, and Infused lineups, obviously due to a couple of defaults as well this week, all need to start managing to claw some victories back to climb up the table. However, this will be it for the UK Masters round 4 week up. Weekly roundup for it, shall we say. Overall, I would say that it's been definitely some good matches this week. Unfortunately, 2 of them did get forfeited, but going into it, we will try and make sure that next week's one, and hopefully all 4 games are played, so we can do a proper roundup of all 4 fixtures. Other than that though, remember to like, comment, subscribe if you do like it, just because it does give me a good foresight of whether I should continue with these sort of videos. Other than that, obviously that will be the end of the video, so peace.